Welcome to the School of Hollywood. I'm Steve Owens, your host. I interview celebrities in Hollywood and talk about their success and how they got to the current status. So if you like the podcast, please share it with your friends and give us a like. Hi, this is Steve Owens with School of Hollywood and Entertainment World, and we have Nicki Micheaux here today, and I'm so excited to have you. Well, I've been a fan of yours.
Really? Thank you.
Looking at your IMDb, you could have your own fast TV channel with all the shows that you've been a series regular on and a guest star. I mean, 70 some TV shows or
Wow.
credits.
That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. I have been really, really blessed. And I have had so much fun. I remember some of the big ones back in the day, like doing 6 Feet Under, I did ER way back when George Clooney was on it. I did, The Shield. I mean, so many amazing shows that I got a chance to be a part of.
And of course, you're a series regular on Lincoln Heights for like almost 50 episodes, something like that.
Oh, yeah, that little show. 50, 60, something like that. That little show. We love that show. That is like my heart. I love that show.
But speaking about favorite shows, The Shield has got to be mine. I mean, there has not been a cop show like that on the air since.
Yeah, there really hasn't. You're right about that. I mean, I loved it. I was so excited when I screen tested with Michael Chiklis.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I remember that. It was so cool because, well, I mean, I was already a fan of his and a fan of the show, and he was so different from what he was on the commish.
Oh, absolutely.
And I mean, I guess I was a little intimidated because, he's so intense and so like he was so gruff and but I went into the thing and Trish was basically a real female badass. And I knew I had to kind of bring it to be with him. And it was just so fun and so scary and so just like I just jumped in with him and did the scene. And I was so excited about the audition. It was down to me and I think one or two other women. And I remember showing up because Trish was working Vice. So I decided, even though Trish was a cop, she was working Vice and she was doing a hooker thing. So I was like, well, I'm going to come in a hooker outfit. Now, I'm a Black actress in Hollywood. I had been auditioning for hookers for so many years. So I had like a lot of little outfits. And I thought, well, what if she was in the station in her hooker outfit and the boots and the skirt? And what if I wore this to the audition, even though she was the detective? And it was a kind of a crazy idea, honestly. I was the only actor in the room in a hooker outfit. Everybody else was wearing their traditional pantsuit and all that other good stuff. And I was like, I'm such an idiot. Why did I do this? But it was like I had made a choice because I thought, I always thought Detective Trish was a little crazy. And I thought this is something she would do. She would be just in your face all the time and kind of like using her sexuality as a weapon. And I did it in the audition and I was really bold and in Michael's face. And it was like so much fun. It was so much fun. They all loved it and we had a good time with it.
So how was it actually working with, he's still Vic to me. I mean, on the actual set, was he always in this kind of character, even when he was offset in preparation, or was he the nice guy that he was in the commish?
He's a great guy. He's a great guy. I mean, he was always great. The Shield was like a family. I mean, I had so much fun being a part of the strike team because, you had Walt Goggins, you had Kenny Johnson, and you had, all the great writers who came from there, Glenn Mazzar and Kurt and so many amazing people who've gone on to do like amazing things. It was always like a family, a boys club family, a lot of football were thrown around, a lot of that. But it was always just, he was super nice. Like I loved being on the Shield. Like I loved it. And Cece was there and Benito. I mean, I just loved being on that show.
No, the cast was amazing on that show and the chemistry.
Absolutely.
Sean Ryan definitely put a great show together. And then he decided to bring you to S.W.A.T.
Yes, he did. Yeah, because, again, because it's all family. I mean, Sean has been a huge champion of mine and a mentor for so long. I mean, I just feel like I'm really blessed to be able to be a part of that camp. And I loved coming on S.W.A.T. And that one was cool because now you had your new team, another version of the really good boy team, and Kenny's still on it. Again, still same family because a lot of the same people, a lot of the same crew people. So it just was, I feel really blessed to have been able to be a part of some great communities And I hope to continue to grow with those communities because now I'm moving into directing. So I'm hoping, that now I can expand and come back. And I don't know if I'll be able to direct S.W.A.T because there'll only be one season left, and who knows what's going on with the strike. But just because now he's doing Night Agent, which is an amazing show. I don't know if you've had a chance to see it, but just so to be able to grow up in this community of artists has been an amazing thing for me.
Working with somebody like Sean, what kind of advice as a showrunner did he give you?
Oof. Well, I don't know if he gave me advice as a showrunner, because I mean, I'm an actor and I've always been an actor. And now that it's been interesting because I've shown him my film. I'm waiting for him to talk to me about my film, see what he thinks. This is a new level of our relationship. So no advice as a showrunner, but it's been interesting. You learn a lot by watching him and how he runs even a table read or how things are on set. I mean, it's always such a collaborative environment. There's no ego from Sean, and it's certainly who I would aspire to be if I ever got the chance to be, on a leader of an art project like that. I think that's how, when I'm on set and I'm running my set as the director, I'm always thinking about the kind of the camp community family environment that my favorite shows have created. And that's what I tried to create when I did my film Summer of Violence, because we're all together climbing up this crazy mountain.
When you were the series regular on Lincoln Heights, did you think in your mind, okay, I've done this many episodes, let me be the director in my mind, this is how the scene should go. I've been a series regular, I know how this character is supposed to be.
you know um you are in charge of your characters as a series regular. I mean, you know a lot about the characters. You're living with the character day in and day out, and the directors are usually guests, so they'll come in and go. So they're there with the character with you as one of many characters, 1 or 2 weeks, and you're living and breathing it for a certain amount of time. But I think you're still always looking for what's your take on it. I always do it this way, but oh, you're thinking that way. Great, let's try it. I'm always about trying new things and being open, and um especially because you can get stuck. You can always get stuck in your ways, and it's always nice to have someone come in and just shake it up. So it's really, I mean, the funny thing about acting though is even when you start off even on stage, you're always looking at all parts of the storytelling process, because you're really in with the script and really trying to understand what the writer's intention is, and trying to even write more of that backstory that you don't see. So you're always doing a lot of things as an actor.
So now you've taken on a bigger role, and that is being the director.
Yeah.
And so do you look at a script the same way as you did when you were an actor?
Well, no. I mean, I think it's interesting because when I put on my directing hat, like, because literally I'll look at a scene and I'll look at it from point of view of a character, right? And I'll try to understand what's the character's motivation, what's happening here. But then when I put on my director's hat, it's definitely different. It's definitely a lot bigger. And you're looking at, like, if the script or the movie is a song, you're looking at the entire musical score. Like, how does this all put together? How does this moment fit into the whole thing that I'm creating? So yeah, it's a lot different than I was as an actor. But I think when you're working on an actor when you're working on a scene with your scene partner or with your co-star, you always kind of thinking, how would this go? And just when I'm directing, you just multiply that times every scene in the film. But I didn't, one of the things I didn't do is I chose not to act in the film so that I wouldn't have to switch back and forth. So I wouldn't have to kind of get really singularly focused on a character. I could stay broad so that I could kind of help each actor, help each thing, help bring the vision to life for all the different departments. So it's definitely different. It's definitely way different.
So the title of the film is Summer of Violence. Tell us a little bit about it and what you want us to walk away with.
Summer of Violence is a coming of age love story, and it's set in the 90s during the Summer of Violence in Denver, Colorado. There was a lot of gang violence, and this young woman graduates from college she doesn't do what her dad wants her to do, and gets disowned, and she's off in the streets trying to pursue her dream of being a poet. And really, what I want people to take away from it is just the power of love, the power of family, and how it helps gets us through some of these really dark times. And I wrote this movie about that time period, but I decided to make it because there's still a lot of crazy stuff happening that I feel like all of us have to go through. Like, there's so much randomness to the violence. And I think that how do we keep going when, you've been a victim of some kind of tragedy? And it's really just pointing out, the love of family, and particularly like how do fathers and daughters stay connected to each other as a daughter's trying to express herself and a dad's trying to control and protect. I think that sometimes it can get challenging, that relationship. So I guess that's kind of what I want to take out of it is, how can we be better parents, better daughters, better relationships? That's what I would love for people to walk away with is, let me call my dad today. If you're lucky enough to have your dad still alive. My dad died, 20 years ago. But and I think why I wrote this movie was kind of like a love letter to my father.
Fabulous. However, I will say I wanted to kick her boyfriend to the curb.
Did you watch the movie?
Yeah.
I didn't know you watched the movie. Oh, I didn't know. Well, of course you did. You're a man of a certain age. Of course you did.
I'm like, dude,
You're
come
not.
on, you missed her graduation.
Oh well, yeah, no, he was a hot mess. He was a hot mess. But women, we choose all kind of men. So,
so talking about the cast, what was your process on finding the people you picked?
oh, I had to do that horrible self-tape thing. Because that's what's done now. And that we couldn't at that time when I was casting, if you did in person, it was this whole COVID thing and amount of money and COVID testing and all this other stuff. It was just really beyond our reach as a low budget film. So I had to do self-tapes, which I was really not happy with. But that's how I found them. And I honestly, I went a lot off of my instinct. You get a certain vibe off of an actor, even just on their tape. And since I wasn't able to meet them in person and really work with them, I went a lot. I just really went a lot with my gut, and just I guess my acting experience and kind of you can see actors doing certain things. As an actor, certain traps that we can fall into. So I was able to kind of ascertain um, who I felt would bring the right stuff to particular characters. And I think I did pretty good. I mean, I certainly feel like I would have much rather done in-person auditions and had work sessions and really get a chance to see the actor and see what they were capable of. But I feel so excited about finding Casey because Casey always had just this amazing, presence about her. And then I really loved finding Joaquin because even in his tape, he just had this swag that just, he didn't have to act. It just sort of came through and it really lifted Frank off the page. So I think that these actors just sort of like just dropped in and I caught them.
That's great. How tough was it to stay on budget as a director?
It was quite difficult. It was a very ambitious project for the money. Absolutely. It was ambitious.
How many days did you have to shoot it?
19.
And how long did it take you to edit it, the film?
Well, we took our time with the film. We actually we edited over 12 weeks. Because we were over the holidays. And we might have even added a little bit of time because luckily my editor also liked the film. So we as needed, we kept going. But because we shot in 19 days in 2 states and 3 cities.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what lessons did you learn as a director that you'll now take and put into your own acting?
Director to put in my acting. Oh, geez. What lessons did I learn that I would put into my acting? You know what? I will say there are certain things that simple things. Just, acting can be really simple. Just show up on time, learn your lines, and don't bump into the furniture. It's just sometimes it's just the basic stuff. Just be present, be professional. And I'm not that I needed to learn that. I think it's always good to be reminded that it's It's keep it simple. Keep it simple. And because you're part of a much bigger machine and there's so much happening, with our thing, we were always having to go very fast.
One of the problems that I see with a lot of young actors is that they have a tendency to overact.
Uh-huh.
When you're working on a network show, how do you help pull them out as a lead actor and bring them back down to where they need to be?
Yeah, yeah, no acting allowed. There's really just trying to help them kind of shake it off and just communicate, just talk, really trying to get actors to trust who they are. That's really the main thing because I think sometimes with young actors, green actors, they're trying to do too much and just you're already a person, you know, in a place, just pick up the glass of water and drink it, just there's nothing happening here. And really starting there, getting them to trust that, and then you can start to build from there because then once I get you to trust yourself and just say hello, right? Then I can get you to trust yourself to access an emotion. And I can just I feel really good about my being able to help actors find the note, find the scene, find the rhythm of the scene. And it all starts with just trusting who you are, trusting that you wouldn't have been cast if you didn't have the right talent in the first place. That's how I approached because all of my actors were young. I think my oldest actor, in terms of my main cast, was like under 24. So they were all young. I mean, my lead, this was one of her, she had never had a big job like this, her first big job. So just getting them to trust themselves.
What about the listening factor? Do you notice that a lot of the young actors don't listen to the other actor and just are acting?
No, I didn't, I don't, I didn't, I know that that's a thing because listening is like acting 101, but my cast was actually pretty good about that. They were really in tune with each other. And well, I rehearsed with them. So
Okay.
that might have eliminated that problem. So the rehearsal, I worked with them alone and then I worked with them with some of the other characters. So I think I probably broke through that right off the bat. Just kind of like, let me just shake you out of that, because if the actor shows up, they've been at home, running it in the mirror, running it to themselves, running it in the car, and then they come to you and they go, okay, and so I woke up and then I wanted to say, and it's like, okay, let's stop. Right. So I think I probably jumped over a lot of that just by having rehearsal, honestly.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So if you could start your career over
Yeah.
and you're the new Nikki in town, how would you approach it?
I would have directed this movie 20 years ago. I would have made this movie happen and I would have played the lead. I would have directed it and starred in it right off the bat. And it would have been just as hard then as hard as it was now. But I was really afraid then, but I would have trusted myself more. If I could go back and do it again, I would just jump in the deep end and just do it.
So are we going to see more of you on television?
I hope so. I love being on TV. I hope so. I hope so. Nothing's coming up. Wait, is something coming up? No, nothing, nothing that I can think of. We're good right now.
Well, actually, I just saw you on the Shield because it's running.
Is it still, well, I'm always on TV. I mean, that's the beauty of like, what is it, 20 something years in the business. I'm literally always on TV. But I can't wait for the strike to be over and get back. I'm actually writing a TV show to star in. So, hopefully we can get that going.
Fantastic. Can you tell us something about the show or?
Nope, can't. Okay. Yeah, let's get a little further down the road. Let's get a little further.
I know you have tons of fans here that are watching that are Lincoln Heights fans. What was your most memorable moment on the show?
So many things are popping in my head. Like I remember the first day we shot the pilot in San Diego and we all finally met each other and how the five of us felt like a family, like right off the bat. And how it just felt like so natural and so easy and so good. And it was almost like, oh, this is kind of weird. Like, why does this feel like this? And I remember telling Russell, this show's going to get picked up. Like, I just know it. And I knew it on the pilot. I was like, this show's going to get picked up. We're going to do really good because I felt like there was such a magical chemistry between us. And I remember shooting in the house and all the wonderful actors that came through that house that were a part of our community. There's just so much really cool stuff. But yeah, I think that first day we all met, that's like one of my favorite days. And if I were going to pick um one of my favorite scenes was with my son, Maishan. I think it's in the pilot. I can't remember if it was a pilot, but I'm telling him about, he's getting bullied at school. And I remember because Maishan was 11 years old and he was new. I think he was new to acting, but I am this adult actor trying to have a scene with the child actor and really trying to make it as natural and as realistic as possible. And I'm telling the story about peanut butter sandwiches and bullies and I remember how much fun we had like making it real. And watching my Sean's now married with his own child. And it's just, I will always cherish my Lincoln Heights memories.
And you snuck up on a TV show for a few episodes. I was like,
Which one?
NCISLA.
Yes, that was so fun. I got to yell at Chris O'Donnell and LL Cool J. That was so fun. That was so fun. That show is like a machine. They like everyone. We're done by 5 or 6. I love that show, man. That was great. It was work in LA, drive down the road to set. I mean, no, fun show. I really wished I could have done more episodes on that show. And it's a bummer it's canceled now, but they had like what, 15 years? Something crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, they're all fantastic. Shout out to Daniela, just love that show.
And I actually heard the little rumor floating around that LL is going to be doing a concert tied in with the whole hip hop event.
Yeah, I've been seeing like tickets go on sale for it. No, LL's back on the road, I guess.
So what advice would you give some young actors starting in the business?
Save your money. Yeah, save your money. Every job you get, save your money. I'm just thinking about the strike right now. And I was thinking about the shows that I've done have been mostly network and cable shows and the residuals and how that's how I have a life is because of the residuals on those shows compared to what we're not getting with streaming. So that's the first thing that comes to my mind is that. And the second thing is do it for the right reasons. You really need to love the craft, love the art and be true to that and work hard to be your very, very best. Don't do it for like, don't be a clout chaser or something like that. It's a really valid art form and telling stories is how we make the world better. And your part in it is really important.
Fantastic. Where can people see the Summer of Violence?
Right now, we are trying to get distribution. So we don't know when we're going to be in the theaters or on streaming, but we hope to be doing something soon. So the best thing is to go to summerofviolence.com and click the button where it says become an insider. And we'll keep you posted on everywhere we're going to be.
Fantastic. And where can people find you on social?
Nicki Micheaux, NICKIMICHEAUX at Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. I'm Nicki Micheaux and all those things. I'm on Threads. and I'm on YouTube. It's all under Nicki Micheaux.
Fantastic. And they can watch a clip of the movie online?
You can catch a trailer on YouTube. Yes, absolutely. We have a trailer on YouTube. It's under, I think if you type in Summer Violence Film, just go to the website. The trailer's on the website, but that's all we have is the trailer right now.
Nicki, I appreciate you being here, and I can't wait to see more of your work on television.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Well, that wraps another School of Hollywood. I hope you enjoyed it today, and if you did, please give us a like and tell your friends about it. Until next time, school is out.